Hey everyone, this is Donnie with Standing Goats Rescue. I'm out back today working on the shelter for the tractor. This is the little lake that's behind our house. There's a highway right on the other side out there. I don't know if you can see the car going through the bushes, but that's that little section of the wooded area with the sinkhole. And our house is up there, somewhere up there. It's feeding time. Kim's getting bowls ready, so the goats are going nuts. But something I noticed, I've been back here this past week, on and off, trying to get this thing done. Aren't you guys, just take a look at this. I don't know. I was looking at it, trying to figure out how it was bent like this. You know, we had Hurricane Michael come through, and we had several. This is one of them. This is from the hurricane, that tree, that oak. And we've got a couple of limbs up there broke. But this is new. This is fairly new. I've got a trail, I'll show you. We walk the property about once every 2 weeks. Do you guys see the little path right through here? This is a trail, and if you follow it, it brings you all the way up to the road, way up front there, where the highway is. And we walk around the property because of the problems that we're starting to have again. Well, they started a couple of years ago. But last week, or week before last, I don't remember now, I walked that path, just looking for any type of evidence of anything coming around the goats. And that tree, without a doubt, was not bent like that. That's a big pine. I don't know. I'm going to take a walk over there. I'm right here at the back gate. But I'm building another structure. If you can see where the tractor is, right there on the left, between where I'm at in the shed, you see the little arches. That's the panels for the hoop house. And I kept noticing that pine from up there, and it finally aggravated me to the point that I had to go check. Now this is my path. You couldn't walk the property, the outside of the fence line before, and so a couple of years back I cut a path all the way around where we could keep an eye on things. This is the path here that I'm on. It just goes right around this clump of this huckleberry, and then it comes back up along the fence line down there about 50 feet. But I don't know if you guys can tell, that's a large tree. I've got very fat hands. I don't know what to use as a size reference. Well, I could probably use there's my boot. That's a size 13 boot. I mean, that's a big tree. And look at the bend on it. Now, guys, I'm not saying this is the Sasquatch, the cavemen creatures. I'm just saying I don't know what it is. It's still alive. I don't know what has been it. There's nothing. I mean, there's a little stick, but there's nothing here to have bent that tree like that. Look, that's amazing. We haven't had much around the house like that. Now, this pine, you see how it's leaning a little bit? That's from the hurricane. This one was leaning, not quite as much as this one is, but it was leaning from the storm, as well as this little one here. And this one appears straight, but it's not. It is definitely, it's leaning. But that, oh, I'm sorry, that bigger one there was leaning. They were in the same position. They were parallel going up. That is amazing. And there's no cracks in it. There's no breaks. I wanted to show that to you. I'm going to walk right through. Here's another one. It's a little bit smaller than that one. But can you see the angle, how it's leaning? That's the way that one was. Now these oaks, they were pushed over. An oak doesn't have much of a root system, and it does not hold up in the sand. And that's all that we have here. It's just a bunch of sand. Once you get below this mat, that's just dead leaves. That is not soil. If you get below it, you start to see the white sand. It's just sand out here. We don't have any soil. But I don't see any other. You can see the smaller trees up there, the treetops. And those pines are definitely smaller than that one. This one's smaller. I don't know. But there's a sinkhole down here. This area here is about 20 acres. It's really thick and wooded. A lot of wild blueberry, which is actually huckleberry down here. Back down there, there's a sinkhole, and it does have a little bit of water in it. It's not as big as the one on the other side of the property that I showed you guys is filled with water. But this is all wooded. And we got, there's all kind of little berries. You can see them. These ones, you cannot, you can't eat those. Oh, sorry, I thought it was in the camera. They smell good. But they would sure draw your mouth up like a pico sleeve if you throw that in your mouth. But we do have wild blueberries out here, and they're really good. That may be, is that them? No, I don't think that's them. Nope, that's not them. The blueberries down here, the leaves have a blue tint to them. And there's a beautiful, there's about 10 blueberry bushes back here. There's a little trail that I drive up that goes down, and right on the side of the trail down here is wild grapes, the scuppernans, and the wild blueberries. But last year we took Rosie over there to pick a bunch of them, and they were cleaned off up to about 15 foot high. Now above that, they were heavy, but you could see where the clusters of the wild grapes were picked off. Somebody has been picking them, and there's only 5 houses that are, you can see there's this green color one here. No, it's been vacant for about 20 years. It's been vandalized. The homeowner, a very nice man, Christian fella, he's been fixing it up lately. This was all wooded, and he's cleared it. This past 2 years, him and his grandchildren have been clearing it. He's got it on the market, trying to sell it. But anyhow, I ended up, some of you guys had suggested that I put up some game cameras, and the infrared would keep the big fellas from coming around the property. So I've done that. There's one right there. So I put my cameras out. I've got 2 out down there where the goats are that are facing the sinkhole. I've got one on this side, and then that one at the back. I've got to get some more. But I was just wanting to show that to you. I'm not going to make this long. I was up here working on this, and I've been, every time I look that direction, I'd see that bent pine, and I've never noticed that. And I was just on that trail. It hadn't been a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. We did a walk around, and I walked down that side. And that's when I noticed that broken tree that I showed you guys. And I did not walk it today. I'll probably walk it tomorrow. I've got to get this finished and then put the vinyl on it so that I'll have a spot back here to store the tractor. I just use these cattle panels, and I got them fixed with the 3/4 inch horseshoe staples for fencing, and I overlap the panels, and I use a 5/16 cable clamp. I'll show you quick, or 3/8, I'm sorry. This one here, and where the panels overlap, I'll stick that over them and tighten it down, bolt them together. I'll put 5, I'll put 2 on the sides and 1 at the very top. 2 on each side, 1 at the top, and we connect all of them together. I got to add 1 more panel down on the end because they'll move. I'll shift them this way because I overlap them a foot each time I add one. And then I'll stretch that pile of vinyl over there. There's 2 heavy duty ones in that. I'll put them on first, and then I've got another heavy one that's got UV protection on it, and it'll go over the very top. And then I'll just put a solar light on it and I'll be done. But I was wanting to share that with you. Y'all have a good evening. We just had another baby born about 45 minutes ago, and I had my phone was out here, and so I didn't have a way to record it to show you guys. And the time I got the gate open, the baby was on the ground. It was really quick. It was this is second season mother, so she didn't have any problems. But I do want to give you guys an update, and I may do that here in a little while. Just run a short clip of Nestor, the baby we had to have taken yesterday by emergency C-section. She's doing wonderful. She is standing, very wobbly, very long-legged, but she's doing great. And hopefully I'll get a video up here in a little while and let you guys see it. Y'all have a good evening, good afternoon. God bless each and every one of you. And until next time, you guys be safe.